Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Okay then, without further ado, let's see what we're going to be dealing with on this video. Please like and subscribe. You know it's good for the channel and it helps promote it too, and I also very much appreciate it. Okay then, let's get into the first clip and let's see what's going on. Okay, in this clip here, we're at the Rose Hill roundabout and we're leaving on dual carriageway. Now generally I would always say, unless you're passing, you should stay in the left hand lane, but my pupil moves out to the right hand lane shortly going in, planning ahead. You see, they see the bus up front. Now we happen to be familiar with this particular dual carriageway. There's a lot of bus stops. There's one on the left, and the buses stop on it very frequently, and it can cause issues while you're driving down there. So if you happen to see a bus, it's probably always best to be on the right hand side until you pass them. So that's what we've done on this occasion, because we just know that bus is going to pull up at some point or another. But the thing is, there's also an HGV following us, and it's on the inside lane. Now it's trying to do the right thing, I suppose, by staying on the inner lane, but shouldn't be undertaking us. That's the incorrect thing, because now he has a stamp on his brakes because of the bus, so he wasn't thinking ahead there at all really. You're going to see a view of the back camera. Now the reason we're still staying out on this lane is we're coming up to a bus lane, so there's no point going to left at that stage. So sometimes it can be fortuitous to actually stay in the right hand lane if you're trying to overcome hazards, as we did, but we were very closely watching this lorry that was closing us down, so we didn't think it was a good idea to go back to the left lane anyway. And there he is trying to undertake us, and I don't understand that at all. There's nothing behind us whatsoever. He knows there's a bus up there. I mean, surely he's been around long enough to know that what do buses do? They stop, and they stop a lot. And there he goes. He's had to now avoid that. He does the right thing, I suppose, in his view, and he gets back to the left lane, right lane as you see it. But he should be looking down the road and can see that there's actually a bus lane approaching. He does eventually see it, and then he moves over at the last moment and gets to the right hand lane. There's no one here, as you can see. He could have been over earlier, but this is the way he planned it, I suppose. And that's the thing, he's catching us up again, and we're doing the speed limit, and so that shouldn't be happening anyway. Yeah, interesting sequence of events. Okay, this is a pure observation clip. Cyclist on the left, look what he's wearing and his bike. Cyclist on the right, what he's wearing and his bike. And as we look from a rear view, as we can see, one's happily on the bike lane, one's on the road. Now that is a decent bike lane. It's probably about the best one I know, actually. It's even better than condition than the road itself. It's very new. But my point simply is, why do the guy seem to be on the road? Is it because he seems to be, or appears to be, a professional rider, if that's what we like to call them, because he seems geared up for it, where the other guy is not geared up for anything like that at all? Look at this guy coming up now in the cycle lane, standard bike, no gear, but he chooses to use the bike lane. Is that the difference? Yeah, interesting. Is that the difference indeed? Anyway, this mini roundabout coming up, there's a car pulling out. He should be giving way to the right. He's already halfway in the roundabout. Now he gives way to the car in front, who basically has to go over the roundabout. But is he likely to give way to us? We're tentative. We don't think so. No. He goes, and that's why we're a little bit slow coming out, because we're a little unsure whether they're going to give way to us as well. So we have to be careful when those situations occur. Now in this clip here, you've got a BSM car coming up to pass us, and there's also a car on the other side of the road. And as you watch, he slows down and he comes to an abrupt stop. The reason he does that is you got this coming the other way. Now he could have pulled over behind the white car, but he decided to pull out right beside it, which wasn't very helpful at all. So the learner car's thinking, right, well, there's no point trying to pinch through there. He might as well just now made him stop, so let him go through. The learner goes on. Now when you look at the front camera, you have a learner coming the other way again. Similar situation here, but watch what the learner does. Comes the other way, sees the BSN coming through, just slows it down a wee bit, keeps close to the curb. Two cars go through, and then they pull out and they pass, and how easy is that? And that Range Rover could have done something very, very simple just to help the poor old learner out. But generally that never really happens, does it? Where he stopped was a little bit inappropriate. The gap was a lot tighter than what it looked. Anyway, next clip. Okay, it's about the Mini coming towards us. This is a road littered with cars, but on our side it's pretty clear. We've got a straight through drive here, but that Mini coming towards us comes onto our side of the road when they should have just waited in there for us to pass. Would have been nice being a learner coming towards them, but they saw that space there on the left and thought, no, we're going to come through, you can just jump in there so we can carry on going and we don't actually have to do any work. It would be nice if they would be a bit more considerate to learners when on the road instead of pushing us off left, right and centre. But anyway, I think my pupil handled that quite well. A little look from the back view as we have to go into their little siding. Some might say no real bother there at all. No, it wasn't, but it's kind of beside the point really. Okay, this is just about a bit of bad driving even with passengers in the car. What we're looking at here, we're in Morden and it looks like it's end of prayers at the mosque on the left there, but what we're looking at is there's a lot of people around, so while we're going slowly, it's this car on the right hand side and the one behind us, which you'll see shortly too. As we move on, you're going to look from behind and you'll see what I mean. As they pull out, we're talking about that car too. What's their first thing to do? We're going slow because of the amount of people. It's just to pull out, undertake and just bomb off. The other thing is that a child there in the back? Not sure. But they've got passengers in the car, bomb off. Then the other car does the same thing as they whiz off down the road with all these people around. Not exactly the smart thing to do. But the reason we're also staying out into the outer lanes, we're passing these two vehicles here and then we get back into the most appropriate lane for us to carry on. We're just going to have a quick look at the front view as we're approaching the same area there, and you'll see exactly why we stayed out into the right hand lane. See all the people around, and that car is pulled in behind us now. You see a lot of people there, and they pull up on the inside and just literally gun it, even with that car on the left hand side not going too quickly, going faster than the speed limit. Of course, that one's a little bit too close for my liking, and then as soon as we pass these two, we then pull in, and just before it ends we get another little bit of poor driving. That white car looking to pull out wants to turn right, chooses the wrong moments because we're coming up the road, but needless, just as well no one's in the right hand lane beside us because they wouldn't be able to get anywhere. Quite a little simple one here, always a hassle to the learners. This is why they always got to keep their eyes peeled what's going on behind. This car is impatient. We're not holding them up, we're doing the speed limit, and the first opportunity to them, what they've got to do is they've got to gun it and pass us, break the speed limit of course, and bomb off down the road in a suburban area because they just can't be bothered to stay behind a learner car even though we're not holding them up. Happens all too often. Good practice for the learner really, to keep their eyes out. Does happen a lot. Okay, there's two bits in this particular clip, and the first one made me laugh a wee bit when I first saw it. Now, as my pupil is going to turn left into this road here, we see a car about to do a parallel park, and it's when I looked at it a little bit closer, it put a bit of a smile on my face. There it is, and my point being is, I'm just going to freeze the frame for you so you can see what I mean. What's that in the top window? That's one of our professional drivers, isn't it? That likes to whiz around and not obey the rules. And what's that? They happen to want to be teaching somebody as well. Do the two go together? Like fire and ice, I should think. It did put a smile on my face, I must say. Maybe that's why we got so many bad drivers on the road. Who the hell knows? Now, as we move forward, what I'm looking at is that vehicle, that white van. That's looking, it wants to actually turn around and go the other way, would you believe? So what does it decide to do? Something completely stupid in my point of view, because as we approach, look what it's done there. Why didn't it just simply turn into this road here and then take another right into that road, and then it could have go where it wants to go? But no, it decided to turn immediately into a road and get itself stuck. It can't do it in one move. I mean, that's really, really clever, isn't it? Really clever driving. It's such an easy solution. Turning that road there on the right and then coming out of the next one. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But no, look at that. Wow. Where do they get the licenses from? And now we have to reverse into this road. Fortunately, there's no cars coming to cause them any further problems. Unbelievable. Couldn't make it up. Anyway. Okay, simple one this one. We've got some temporary traffic lights ahead. You see them change to amber, then they go to red. This car come towards us. Has he seen what we've seen? Doesn't seem to bother him too much. He just goes through. He's come off the roundabout. I think he saw the amber and plenty of time. Not to matter though, he's gone through anyway just as well. No one was really crossing the road there, so it didn't cause too much of a problem. Going to get, as before they change back, we're going to get another car, similar position actually, coming off the roundabout, and we'll see if they see the lights. Here they come, and well, they stop. They seem to see them quite well, that they're red. Now the other thing is, now when they change, the key thing is I wanted to see some cars at the roundabout which are coming from the right hand side. Now this is one of those roundabouts with a splodge of paint in the middle of the road, which people like to ignore because it's only a splodge of paint. There's the first one, completely wrong side. What do you reckon the second one's going to do that's indicating right? Do you reckon they're going to go around that roundabout, or do you think they'll go over it? What do you reckon? Let's see. Audi, cut it short. What about the white one after the police car? And completely miss it altogether. It's interesting if it's a splodge of paint how they miss it altogether. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one, and drive carefully. Please like and subscribe. It helps us a lot. Take care for now. Bye bye.